I'd like to hear your opinion of the blue lights, like on Howard Street.
Oh, you don't do that. I get this.
This is a short answer. Blue lights don't work. Now, you may hear otherwise, but they don't work. You know what they do? Come on, we all know what they do. They move the problem, right? They move it from one corner to another corner. Now, I'll tell you something. I grew up having to read in high school George Orwell. And I'm not real happy about the idea that I'm seeing all these cameras out on street corners. I don't want to trade my personal liberty for the pretension of cameras filming me that they can actually reduce crime, because they don't. There have been plenty of studies to show this, and I'm not talking about just in Chicago, I'm talking about all over the country, that they don't work to reduce crime, they just move it. I would work much strongly with the commander in getting more foot patrols out on the street, and I would be out there as a beat alderman and working with these officers, driving around with them, and working on the ground and in the streets. This is how you solve crime problems. Also, I would be working to strengthen the block clubs in this community. We need to continue to strengthen the block organizations so they exist all over the community, because it's this groundswell of public participation sitting on your front porch that helps to create safe communities. Forget the blue lights.
The nursing home was Clark Manor, and I bring this up for a reason. We were told that, Joe, are you listening, Joe? We were told that the owner wouldn't let us in the campaign because they were friends of yours. So I know you might make a call and let us give the residents a chance to hear another opinion. Now, Joe had nothing to do with it. This is just the owner. So, but maybe a word from my alderman might. Thanks. Blue lights. You know, when we were working on the Eidolon Art Studio over at Glenwood and Lunt there, a gentleman walked in the front door and said, you know, my name is G-Ball, and I'm a drug dealer, and if you need anything, I want to give you my cell phone number. I used to work over there across the street near that blue light, but then they put that thing up, so now I'm over here on this side. But if you need anything, anytime, you call me. This gentleman wasn't worried about who I was, or if I knew the police, or if I was going to call the police on him. He felt that he had nothing to worry about whatsoever. The blue lights, they're good at moving crime from one spot, but it will end up in another. And unless we have the plan in place to deal with, and a lot of this stuff is poverty-based, a lot of it's just kids not having anything better to do. If we don't have a plan to deal with that, we're not going to make serious long-term progress with crime. We had a time in 1998, I believe, where we arrested 300 people in a small area over a 2-month period. We can continue to do that. It's a tremendous drain on police resources, but it doesn't solve our core poverty issues. We deal with those, we're not going to have the crime anymore. If we don't deal with those, we'll never be rid of it if we put a camera on every corner.
This turns out to be the one question where the advantage was getting to answer it first. I have a problem with blue lights, but I have a problem just because of who I am and what I, have always stood for. I have a problem with invasions of privacy. I think we all have a right to privacy, even though it's not in the Constitution. I believe that we do all have an implied privilege that says that we could walk into a store and not have to worry about whether our picture's being taken or not. And the mayor has talked many times about expanding cameras into just about every store and every shop and every street corner and every late turning red light in the city. And I think that's an area where I would have that skeptical disbelief that this is really the direction that we all want to go. This is an opportunity for an alderman to have a great relationship with the local district commander, and to be able to work with the commander to find out what resources he needs to be able to get the job done in the ward that he would like to have done, and allow the alderman to go out and be the squeaky wheel to bring those resources back here, short of having blue lights, because you're right. They do just move crime from one street corner to another. And when people come to visit us, the first thing they see and the first opinion that they draw of our community is, boy, there must be a crime problem here, because all I see is blue lights flashing.
So am I to understand that if any one of you, three of you were elected aldermen, that you would remove the blue lights?
You want to answer? Yeah, I would.
Okay, okay. All right, we did put them in, and, in fact, it was my excellent relationship with the former commander, Tom Byrne, that helped us get the first, blue light camera at Morrison Glenwood. I talked to the ACLU first to make sure, that it did not have any privacy implications, and they felt that that as long as those cameras were trained in the public sphere, not in anyone's bedroom or in anyone's automobile, that they survived constitutional scrutiny. So if the ACLU was comfortable with them, I was going to go along with them as well. Now, are they a cure-all? Absolutely not. Don indicated that blue lights displace crime. They do to an extent. But Don, the studies also show that overall there is a decrease in crime with the lights. If you put a camera in strategic locations, there is a reduction in crime. It is one element of a multifaceted approach. I agree with what Jim said. We have to tackle other issues. We have to make sure that the kids in our street have places to go after school. That's why we're building a community center over at Howard Street. We have to make sure that we have living wage jobs so that families don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs and ignore their children as they're trying to survive. We have to make sure that we continue to enhance and improve community policing. It's a multifaceted approach, but cameras are one element of it, and they will stay there until the crime problem is solved.